This has to be one of the best ramen I've ever eaten, which is saying something since I'm not above a good processed food smorgasbord. Today, I'm going to be making it with Fly by Jing noodles, which is not super processed. So here's the better food choices. I toss the noodles in some boiling water. Now while they boil, I take some boneless, skinless chicken breast and I pat it dry. Then I season it with some black pepper, garlic powder, and seasoning salt. I add some olive oil since the chicken doesn't have any skin. Of course, feel free to use chicken thighs if you like, as they do have more fat. Anyways, I pan fry the chicken until it's brown and then I slice it up. Next, I grab a handful of green onions. I slice them in half. I chop the greens, and then I slice the whites lengthwise. To make the sauce, I take 2 egg yolks, add in all my seasoning packs. I can't forget a generous squeeze of Cupid mayo, of course. Then I mix everything until combined. In the same pan I cook the chicken in, I add the whites of the green onions, saute them until wilted. Then I pour in a little bit of noodle water, add the sauce. I just cook it a little bit more. I usually add more or less pasta water as needed. But this looks good right here. Last night I made some soy sauce eggs which go perfect with noodles, so I had to slice them up. To my bowls, I'm adding the noodles, the sauce, my chicken, the eggs, and some seaweed. Now you know I gotta drizzle some of that egg brine over those delicious eggs. I add on a heap of green onions, then finally some homemade chili oil on the chicken. And if you aren't making your own chili oil, what are you even doing with your life? Here's yours, and this one's mine. These noodles are so good and flavorful, and this recipe is the perfect way to elevate any instant noodle. If you'd like to try Fly by Jing noodles, they can be found at your local Whole Foods, Costco, and Target. You can also purchase them online on their website and the TikTok shop. The link can be found in the description. Use my promo code GameFoodie19 to get 10% off your first order. Simply delicious.